In a world of talking animals and enchanted forests, young Simon lived in a small village nestled at the edge of the great wood. Simon was a curious and adventurous boy, always yearning for excitement beyond the safety of his home. One day, he heard a rumor about a legendary weapon called the Sword of Light that could defeat an ancient evil threatening his kingdom. In a world of talking animals and enchanted forests, young Simon lived in a small village nestled at the edge of the great wood. Simon was a curious and adventurous boy, always yearning for excitement beyond the safety of his home. One day, he heard a rumor about a legendary weapon called the Sword of Light that could defeat an ancient evil threatening his kingdom. Driven by his desire to protect his loved ones and bring peace to his land, Simon made up his mind to find the Sword of Light. He packed his knapsack with food, water, and a map he had borrowed from the village elder. With his faithful companion, a mischievous squirrel named Wyatt, by his side, Simon ventured into the depths of the great wood. As they ventured deeper into the forest, Simon and Wyatt encountered talking animals who warned them of the perils ahead. The wise owl, perched on a branch, advised Simon to seek the guidance of the mystical forest guardian, who held the key to finding the Sword of Light. Simon thanked the owl and followed its directions to the guardian's hidden lair. After a treacherous climb up a steep mountain, Simon and Wyatt arrived at the forest guardian's dwelling. The guardian, an ancient and wise creature, revealed that the Sword of Light was hidden deep within the treacherous Cave of Shadows. However, the entrance to the cave was guarded by a fearsome dragon. Undeterred by the danger that lay ahead, Simon and Wyatt devised a plan to distract the dragon while they sneaked into the cave. They gathered berries and honey, knowing that dragons had a weakness for sweet treats. With their makeshift dragon bait in hand, they approached at the entrance of the cave. As the dragon greedily devoured the berries and honey, Simon and Wyatt tiptoed into the cave. The darkness enveloped them, and eerie whispers echoed through the narrow passages. They followed the faint glow of the Sword of Light, which led them deeper into the heart of the cave. Finally, they reached a chamber where the Sword of Light rested on a stone pedestal. But just as Simon reached out to grab it, the ancient evil that had been awakened by their presence emerged from the shadows. It was a sinister sorceress, determined to claim the sword for herself. With a wave of her hand, the sorceress summoned dark magic, creating a whirlwind that threatened to consume Simon and Wyatt. But Simon, fueled by courage and determination, remembered the stories of his ancestors who had fought against evil. He raised his hand and channeled his own inner light, countering the sorceress's darkness. The clash between light and dark intensified, but Simon's resolve remained unshaken. With a final burst of energy, he lunged forward, grabbing the Sword of Light. Its radiant glow enveloped him, empowering him with its ancient magic. Simon swung the sword, casting a blinding light that banished the sorceress back into the shadows. With the Sword of Light in his possession, Simon emerged from the Cave of Shadows, victorious. The talking animals of the great wood celebrated his triumph, and news of his bravery spread throughout the kingdom. Simon returned home, hailed as a hero, and used the Sword of Light to protect his land from any future threats. In the end, Simon's quest not only brought him the legendary weapon he sought, but also taught him the power of courage, friendship, and the importance of standing up against evil. And so, the young adventurer,